Last time on our Tenerife holiday, there's been a bit of wrestling near the pool. We take a trip down to Playa del Q Beach. And we take a trip down to eat food in some luxury old cars. And now we present to you our Tenerife holiday part 3, Siam Park. Well. It's the next day, a little bit cloudy, but hopefully it will go away eventually. Looking up rather early, almost 9 o'clock, getting ready to go out as we are just about to get ready to go out to one of the world's best water parks in the world. That's won 7 titles of being the best water park in the world by TripAdvisor, as we're going to be going to Siam Park. We should have all the slides there that we're going to try go on all of them if we can try. Have a few cocktails, lounges like them, and go out on the pool and possibly get hit by the big waves. Any further ado, let's get the taxi down there now. Back out on one of the dual carriageways again here in Tenerife, as we are now going to be making our way down the dual carriageway towards Siam Park. We got everything ready with us, our sun cream is with us, towels, everything that we need. And we're on the approach to Siam Park, and we can now see the grand entrance. Wow, here we are then, making it to one of the world's best water parks in the world, Siam Park. So now that we're here, we're going to get ourselves booked in, then go on the slides. Bear in mind though, it does get rather busy when we get to here rather early, as I know the times for people getting in can be really busy. So we're going to get ourselves queued in now, and then hopefully we'll get in after 10. Right, said Fred, we've just gotten the ticket. Now let's have a look at the map and see what Siam Park has to offer. So that's the entire map of Siam Park. Quite huge if you ask me. We've got to make most of our time looking around trying to find the perfect slide that will suit us best.
Yeah, so we're here right now, and that lake's just there.
Oh yeah. Upon arrival, you can also see a water fountain and a few sea lions and dolphins in the water. We're now making our way through the shopping area of Siam Park, where you can buy some souvenirs, clothes, hats, etc. You're creepy. A couple of more minutes of queuing later, we're now going to be making our way over to Siam Beach, where we will have our beach beds waiting for us. Here, we're just passing one of the lazy rivers here, which we should consider going on in a bit, and one of the directions of this lazy river leads off to somewhere unknown. We'll have to wait and find out where that will lead to in a bit. And here we are at Siam Beach, where we can see a whole lot of beach beds, but we're going to find one just at the very front, so we can go in the water in a bit. And also, this is right near to one of the huge waves, which activates at around 22 o'clock. We'll make sure to get back here in time before the big waves begin, because trust me, they are really big indeed. Anyways, this will be our beach bed that we should consider sitting down in. Put all our stuff down and get ourselves ready to go on some water slides. Also, I've been doing a bit of shopping recently. Got some merchandise, some Siam Park hat. Marlo's got it as well, jealous. And Lauren's got one as well. So while we're here, we're just going to get ourselves prepared, get these shoes on. We've got to wear these around the park. And then we will start to go down some slides and do a whole lot of fun. Marlo's going to do the laziest bit, the lazy river. I'll tell you what though, it's a good thing I also brought this GoPro, so I can record myself going down the rides. We switch cameras now over to the GoPro, where we'll film a few rides and the lazy river, which will be included first. This was a really nice, relaxing experience on the lazy river, including when we get to the water fountain. Marlo was getting absolutely wet, while he was absolutely nowhere near the fountain. Freaking out after he got soaked by the water coming underneath the hole of the donuts. Here we can see a really busy line going towards somewhere on the lazy river. We decided to go left, see where it goes. If we were to go right and straight on, it will just take us back to the start of the lazy river. But we'll see where this will take us to. Going through a little forest area until we got to a conveyor belt that will take us up the ramp to somewhere, and we will shortly find out where this will take us to.
Can I turn myself around?
You will in a minute once you're off the conveyor belt, which leads us to another part of the lazy river, and we will see where this one can take us to. Casually cruising down the river until we get into a bit of a traffic jam as we are queuing to go down a slide on a lazy river. And here we go then, we're sliding down to see where this will take us to.
You call this lazy? Oh god, bit of a drop. Way!
And we made it to the bottom of the slide, where we're now going through an underwater tunnel. In the underwater glass tunnel, you can see various sea animals, including another slide above, which is the Tower of Power, one of the fastest dropping slides at Siam Park. We're now making our way out of the underwater tunnel and making our way outside, where we now head towards the end of the lazy river.
Well, it looks like we've just left Milo and Nina to do all of that again. And we're going to go on some big slides, are we, Lowen? Yeah.
Well, it turns out that the other two are going around the Shark River again. So, in the meantime, while they're off doing their lazy business, we decided to go on some big water slides, starting off with the Dragon, which is a four-seater, and the difficulty is red, meaning that there are some bit of dramatic drops ahead. And luckily, we have a fast pass for all of the rides, so we don't have to queue for half an hour to get on a slide and just go down there for 30 seconds. Anyways, let's roll. Great way to kick things off. Let's move on to our next slide now. Here we are at our next water slide, and now there's a choice of two here, two rapid slides here, but we're going to kick things off first with the Patong Rapids, and there's a Mekong Rapids opposite that we could do after this one. Right, let's get ready to rumble, shall we? Down we go. And here we go, singing Liverpool football chants. A nice medium difficulty slide right there. Pretty relaxing for all the family. Anyways, let's move on to our next slide. And this is another quick, fast one. Only me and Lowen are going down this one. Despite it being a three-seater, I had to be at the back to stretch my legs. Alan's going down with a few of his mates. Anyways, this ride is called Singha. That was a fast one as well, and I was absolutely splashed at the back. Wish I was sitting at the front now. We're now back at Siam Beach, and good thing is that we now have the whole family back in the pack. Anyways, we made it back in time for the big waves to begin. If you hear a bang, you know they're coming. The waves continue for another 20 minutes. Anyways, it is getting close to dinner time now, so let's get ourselves back together and head to the restaurant. And this is the nearest restaurant to Siam Beach. Let's find ourselves a seat. We'll nick one from the other table as well so we can get a fiver, and we'll help ourselves with our food.
A few moments later.
There was a buffet nearby and we helped ourselves out with our own food. Let's have a look at what we got. We got some few Pepsi drinks, a pizza, a few chippies, chicken Phillips, a few breads, and I managed to grab myself some chicken nuggets. 6 of them in there. I had a few chips and some bread. This kind of reminds me of McDonald's foods, doesn't it? My GoPro is too quiet to hear me say very delicious indeed, so I'll just set it on there. Anyways, we're going to check out Lost City for the next few minutes to see what it's like. A nice attraction for the kids to spend a little bit of time, go down the slides, all of that. And apparently I wasn't on this for long, only for like 30 seconds, as the lifeguard told me that I was too old for this since this was a kids area. Which was fine, but I went off to the bigger water slides after that, so he can continue on going down the big slides with me. And lo and after that, he's got told the same thing. Moving on now to our next slide, which is the Naga Racer. We even took Marla on this one. We didn't need to use our fast passes for this one, since the queues weren't really that big for this ride.
Here we go!
Great racing from top to bottom. Alan's got way past us, almost at the end as well. Let's move on to our next slide now, which is the opposite of the Patong Rapids, which is the Mekong Rapids. We even took Marla down the slide as well. I even had the GoPro on my head, but unfortunately my GoPro was turned off, couldn't get the footage. And we now introduce you to one of the tallest and fastest slides here at Siam Park, which is no other than the Tower Power. Here we can see Alan coming down on it. We now introduce you to another fishbowl ride, which is Kinnery. It's another red difficulty one, so some dramatic drops may come along the way. And when I mean dramatic, this one has more extreme drops. In case you're wondering, the other two are back at Lost City, where they go enjoy the suntans and the slides there. We played that clip for a few seconds. Not only my camera fell to my legs, but I've also bit my mouth that badly. It bleeded. It was bleeding for like 3 minutes. Not only that, a couple of hours later, I've also got 2 ulcers on the side of my mouth. Now that would teach me a lesson not to keep my mouth wide open during the drops. We're going to move on to the next slide now. This one being known as the Giant, which is a twin slide, although we're going for the one on the right hand side. Looks like Al and Lone are going down together on that one, so I'm alone on the single donut. Got stuck a little bit on that one, but we managed to get down to the bottom just in time for our next slides. And there's a choice of 4 here on the next one, as we're now going to be making our way over to the jungle snakes. The queues weren't busy for all these 4 rides, so no need to use the fast pass. We're all going down on single donuts on this one, and I'm the last one to go down as usual. Back to the top of Jungle Snakes where we're about to go down Boa, and this one is a full tunnel ride to the bottom. That was Boa, nothing much from a pure blackness ride. Now we're going to move on to Cobra, the 1 second to the left.
Here we go. I'm going. I know I can. Oh,
Getting a little bit wet before the end of the ride. So now we got one more Jungle Snakes to go, and that is Python, which is the one on the far left hand side. And that was Python, and that was the final Jungle Snakes water slide we have been on. Unfortunately, time is running out, so we're going to make our way back over to Siam Beach now. Going via this water fountain right here, where we're just stepping on a few rocks to get access to the other side. And with that, we've got all our stuff that we need, our clothes are back on, and we're now making our way for the exit, as our time here at Siam Park is over now. We're now going to make our way back to the hotel and talk about our experience. Oh my days, what a day it has been. All of those water slides gone down was absolutely brilliant. A lot of fun, screaming on the way down. Despite that, I bit and cut my lip on one of those rides, the fishbowl ones that had a very extreme drop. Well, bleeding for about 2 minutes, but now it's gone, but it's fine now. I can still feel it, but it doesn't cause any more harm to me now. But since we're now done with that, we're going to wrap up today here. Here's what's coming up on our Tenerife holiday. We go on an all-rise flying trip, Lowen practice his kicking skills, and constantly getting scammed in Crazy Golf. All of that and a lot more is still coming around the corner on our Tenerife holiday.